Our final speaker is Mark Birbeck, the founder of Our Fight, a campaign which recognizes that the fight against anti-Semitism and extremism unleashed in the aftermath of October 7th is not the fight of British Jews alone, but of everyone. It's literally our fight. He has counter-protested, come rain or shine, for over a year, building Our Fight into a formidable force of allies. He has the courage of his convictions. He's even been arrested for holding that most provocative of signs, the one that states the law of the land, that Hamas is a terrorist organization. We've been honored to provide legal defense to him whenever we can. He is a true ally. Friends, give a warm welcome on this cold day to our final speaker, Mark Birbeck of Our Fight.
Thank you. So when people ask us why we set up Our Fight, I usually say we set it up as a consequence in the aftermath, in the shadow of October the 7th, but that isn't actually strictly true. We set up Our Fight in the shadow of October the 9th, because on October the 9th, there was a vigil just up the road there, opposite Downing Street, for Jews and Israelis, comforting each other, hugging each other, after the news and after the developments and everything came through about October the 7th. And so I went along expecting there to be more support from British people, more empathy, trade union banners. And there was nothing. Little was asked by the Jewish community, and even less was given by the British. And that same evening, on October the 9th, outside the Israeli embassy, people were celebrating that pogrom. They were letting off flares, and they were cheering. They were cheering the rape and the torture and the kidnapping of children into the tunnels under Gaza. And then as the weeks went by, the same pattern continued. No empathy for the Jews at their vigils, and an increasing call for globalizing the Intifada on the Saturday marches through the streets of London. And so we realized as the year progressed, we saw anniversaries like the anniversary of the Manchester bombing come and go without comment. We saw anniversaries like the 7/7 bombing come and go without comment. We saw the anniversaries of the Westminster Bridge, two Westminster Bridge attacks, come and go without comment. Keith Palmer killed just over here, hardly a comment. David Amess, Member of Parliament, the anniversary of his murder. And we realized they're talking about globalizing the Intifada, but the Intifada was already here. And the people of Britain needed to understand that. And so that's why we set up Our Fight, because we realized that we weren't here to just support Jews and Israelis. Jews and Israelis were already leading the fight for us. And that's why we needed to be there by their side, because they were doing the job that we needed to be doing. And so we then realized that there were allies already. The Iranian people, from the very first vigil here in Parliament Square, The Iranians were there. Lily Moos was speaking. They were there right from the start. The Iranians understand that Israel is an inspiration to us in the fight against extremism, against hate, against this global intifada. And so, as the campaign evolved over the year, yes, as Gideon said, we did stand in front and we did stop those marches. And sometimes we got arrested for our troubles. That is what happens if you stand too close to Neok Gorbani. You will get arrested. But thank you to the Campaign Against Antisemitism for supporting us. And so, the main message is that Britain, you need to understand that Israel is your ally. When people say they want to globalize the intifada, they mean it. They're already doing it. They need to understand that this fight is our fight. The fight against anti-Semitism, the fight against extremism, it's our fight. And so we need to say to our friends and allies and start spreading the word that we need to stop the hate. We need to fight against extremism before it's too late. Thank you.